Hey girlies, welcome back to my channel. It's been a little while, but the spirit of YouTube hit me, so I'm here. I'm gonna do a makeup tutorial using new products. Well, products that are new to me anyway. Some are new to the market, some are just new to me. But yeah, we're gonna just get ready together. So I'm gonna start with primer, of course. This is the Maybelline Grippy Primer. I've used quite a bit of this. I'm using it every day at the moment because I just love how grippy it is. It goes on like a liquid, and then like once it dries down you can really feel the stickiness. But yeah, how have you guys been? I've been good. I've just been overthinking YouTube, and I had to watch a few people's YouTube to really get myself in the headspace to do YouTube again. I don't know why I overthink it. It just feels like such a daunting thing. While that's sinking in, I'm gonna do my brows. I'm gonna take the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil in shade 5. And yeah, when something feels daunting to me, I just don't do it. It's a toxic trait of mine, but if something feels overwhelming or too much, I just won't do it, which is not a great way to live my life, honestly. It means I put off and procrastinate on so many things. YouTube is only the tip of the barrel. Is that how they say it? Tip of the iceberg? Bottom of the barrel, I'm not sure, but it's just the beginning of my long list of things that I need to just get done. But I'm also that type of person that when I sit down to do it, it has to be done right now. Things can't be done in pieces. If I get in a mind to do something, it's got to be done right now, start to finish, because if I put it down, I don't know when I'm gonna get to it again. I don't know if anyone else is like this, but that's how I am anyway. So I'm leaving the beginning of my brows empty because I like to use like a brow pen to do that. So I'm gonna take the NYX, what is this called, Lift and Snatch brow tint pen in the shade Black, and then I just do little flicking motions at the beginning of my brow. So for foundation, Benefit came out with a new Professional foundation. I've tried this once before and I really loved how it looked on my skin. This is the shade 31N Exceptional. I feel like it's a really good shade match for me, and the coverage and wear is beautiful. Like, look at that shade match. It's a little bit dark for my face, but for the rest of my body, it matches. And also, once I've gone in with my brightening concealer, it works. This foundation almost dries down and it does really blur the skin. It's beautiful coverage. I'm so excited. We are going to Tanzania for 2 weeks in August this month. I haven't been on any holidays this summer, so I'm really excited to just detox and de-stress, recharge, you know, just relax by the beach, by the pool. Oh, I'm so excited. I just feel like in a world that is filled with skin tints right now, this came at the perfect time, and it's like a new favorite of mine. What should we do next? Let's go ahead and do eyeshadow next. So I have this new palette from Beauty Bay. It's called Desert Haze, and one thing about me, I love a Beauty Bay palette, not only quality but the shade selection as well. Like, how gorgeous are these shades? I'm gonna prime with this Morphe priming pot that I got recently. It's a priming cream eyeshadow in the shade Solo Artist, and it's just a creamy color, and I'm just gonna use that to prime my lids to stop any creasing and make sure the eyeshadows pop. I don't even know what I want to do. Well, let's start with a base color anyway. I'm going to start with this shade here, which is similar to my skin tone, and I'm just going to use that through the crease as a base. I don't know why I'm doing my eyeshadow like this. I never usually start with the crease color, but there's a first time for everything. I'm just doing a thin layer of that so my next shade has something to blend into. And for my next shade, I'm going to take this dark purple and I'm going to put this on the outer. I love this brush. This brush is Laura Mercier. It doesn't have a number though, but it's, oh, here we go. Finishing Ponytail. It's so pointy and fluffy. It's really good for eyeshadow. I feel like I want to do something unexpected on the lid. Maybe this duochrome shade here, Mirage. It looks green, but then it also looks purpley silver. It's the most interesting shimmer in the palette to me, so I think I'm gonna go with that. I have actually been posting on YouTube, which is the funny thing. I made a new YouTube channel. It's a book dedicated one, so I do like reading vlogs and book reviews and stuff like that. I can't do things in halves. I never just like, I feel like I said this before, but I never just like things. I become obsessed with things. I don't know if you guys have watched Hamilton, the musical on Disney Plus, but I fell in love with that, and then I went and watched it in London West End multiple times, and then they announced that the original Aaron Burr, Leslie Odom Jr., is performing in New York for 12 weeks. So I decided to book a flight and I'm going to see him in theatre because, like I said, I can never just be normal about things. I have to be, it becomes my personality. The same thing happened with makeup when I first discovered it. The same thing happened with books and musicals. Those are and cats. I fell in love with cats and I got two. Okay, so that is the eyes more or less. Now I'm gonna go in with that shimmer shade that I pointed out. I'm so curious how this is gonna actually look on the eye because it looks different in the palette, like depending on how you hold it. Okay, so it's coming off more green, but I do love a green and purple combo. I feel like a colourful shimmer is the easiest way to wear colour on your eyes, because you can go brown or like very neutral on your outer V, but adding a colour shimmer on the lid just really elevates the look and makes it look like, you know, what you're doing with eyeshadow, you know. That is gorgeous, very easy, very basic, but effective. Now for concealer, the only new ones that I have are these She Glam ones that I bought. I did buy a She Glam concealer before, but I think I bought the shade way too light, so I didn't like how it looked underneath my eyes, so I went back and got two. These are still really light. The colors on the website are so deceiving. They look different to how they look in real life, but I think I'm gonna take the shade Golden, and these concealers are literally like £2 or £3. They're so cheap. But I'm gonna put this underneath the eyes. That shade looks pretty good to me. And I'm gonna leave that to dry down for a little bit while I do my, let's do cream bronzer. I don't usually do cream bronzer nowadays, but I have a new one to try out, so why not? This is Anastasia Beverly Hills Shadow Smooth Blur Contour in the shade, oh, Shadow? Yeah, I think this is the shade Shadow. They're quite cool toned, so they're probably, hello? Oh. Never mind. I mean, it does do what it says on the tin. If you're after a contour, that might be a good option, but I'm just not a contour person, so I'm just gonna blend that in. Okay, now I'm gonna blend out my under eye concealer. I'm gonna take some on this flat brush and just clean up the eyeshadow. That's better. So now there's a line where I know I shouldn't pass. Trying to get my makeup a bit more dewy these days, because I like the dewy look, but I don't like the dewy skin. That probably makes no sense, but I like the dewy look, but I don't like wet skin on my face, and I don't like how dewy makeup just like wears throughout the day. So I want matte skin, but I want to add back the dew. So what I've pulled out recently is the Vive Skin Dew. This is perfect. I was looking back on my old videos and my skin was so matte but so glowy, and I was thinking, what was I using back then? It was the Vive Skin Dew. So I take whatever's left on my brush and just put it towards like the center of my face. I'm not mad at that concealer. It's still not one of my favorites, but for £2, £3, this isn't bad. Before we go in with powder, I'm gonna use these Revolution Bounce Blush. I think these are new, Bouncy Blush. They look like powders, but when I swatched one earlier, it felt like a cream. So I'm just gonna use it before powder. I might use it after powder as well. Sometimes I put a cream blush on top of powder. It brings back the glow to the cheeks, but this is the shade Coral Blur Burst. That looks gorgeous. Or I have this one which might match the look better. This is Bouncy Berry, which looks like that. Actually, I might go with this one. That is beautiful. And the last one I have is Bubble Bounce Lilac Pink. That is a long name. Put that there. Oh, that is quite bright. Not that one. There are other shades, but those are the three that I thought would work for my skin. So yeah, we're gonna go in with the berry. Oh, okay, decent pigmentation. Let's see how it looks on the face. Oh, it's quite matte actually. Nicely pigmented, not too pigmented, but nicely pigmented. Let's try build it up. I definitely feel like this could be used as a powder. It's not super creamy. Wow. That's pretty. Blends in so well, like as soon as you put it on it's kind of blended already. For powder, I have this Milani Conceal and Perfect in translucent. I don't think I've ever used this before. I'm gonna take this off and shake some of the powder out. I'm gonna take it on a powder puff, tap off the excess on my hand and just press that underneath my eyes. The only thing about these, yeah, I knew it, these translucent powders, they're not brightening because they're effectively clear. Very smoothing, but it's not, oh, that is actually really smoothing. That is, ooh, my skin looks blurred. Right, look at that. I'm gonna put it in between my forehead. How smooth. Maybe I'll use this as a first step powder just to smooth and set everything. But if I want something brightening, I'm gonna have to go in with something else. I'm just gonna use that to set the whole center of my face. That looks incredible. I don't know how it looks on camera. It's looking quite bright on camera. Potential to have flashback based on what I'm seeing on camera, because in real life it doesn't look as ashy as it's looking on camera right now. It's that really finely milled powder. Let me try. Let's do a flashback test. Let's see. Yeah, I knew it. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that looks silly. Okay, so it did not pass the flashback test. Wow. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna take the Maybelline Fit Me powder and go on top. This should add a bit of brightness. Because usually I don't mind using a powder that's lighter than my skin tone, because I'll go on top with my actual face powder after to set everything in, marry everything together. Okay, so now is when I will go in with my bronzer. So I've been loving this MAC Skin Finish, Matte Rich Golden Skin Finish Sunstruck Matte Bronzer. What a mouthful. The shade is Rich Golden anyway, and it's their matte bronzer. So I'm just going to take some of that and use it around my hairline, so my forehead, just to bring some dimension to my face. And then a little bit, I usually carry it over my bronzer. So just, I meant my blush, so just my whole cheek, this whole area, just tap a little bit on top of it. It doesn't cover up the blush, but it just adds a bit of, you know? Now is when I'll go in with my face powder, and I use the MAC Studio Fix Fat powder foundation in NC45, and this I just tap everywhere. This is to take down the flashback and marry the bronzer with the highlight and the blush, everything together. I always do this step, and this big gigantic brush I love. I use this is the Sephora 80. It's a pro bronzer blush, but that's a bit big for a bronzer, so I just use it as an all over face powder brush. So now I'm gonna go in with the MAC Fix Plus. I feel like I'm using a lot of MAC products, but these are just products that stay on my table. Like I use them daily. The powder, the bronzer, and the Fix Plus, those are my go-to, and of course MAC lip liner, but those are my go-to MAC products that I will 100% recommend to everyone. So I use this to just bring life back to my skin, but for longevity, I don't use this. I'll just use this as the first layer of setting spray. Then for longevity, I've been loving the L'Oreal Infallible. This is nearly empty, oh my gosh. I feel like this really locks in the makeup, or the NYX face glue setting spray. Oh my gosh, this is nearly empty as well. There's literally nothing left, but yeah, these two are my go-to from the drugstore. So next is lashes. I'm still very much a lash girl. I do love a good mascara. This one I've been loving from Maybelline, the Colossal Bubble. That's my go-to everyday mascara, but I still like lashes. But I think I'm gonna go for something a bit more natural-ish today. I got this PR box from Doll Beauty. They've done a rebrand, and these are all of the lashes they've sent. Some are, I think most of them are pretty natural looking. They're quite like small lashes. They also have cluster lashes, but I'm not really good at those. My mum loves those, so I might give them to her, but I can't get the hang of it. So I'm just a strip lash girly. It's easier, it's quicker, and I also can just take them off at the end of the night. I don't have to like sleep with them on. These are also natural. I don't know. This is not my expertise. I am very much a full lashed girly. It's between these two. This one is Jilly, and then this one is Wispy. Let's go for Wispy and see. I feel like I really want to combine them and wear both of them, but let's go for Wispy, and if that's not good enough, I'll probably add another lash. Right, let's put on these non-existent lashes. Actually, hold on now. I'm not mad at that. What do we think? I think it's definitely made a difference, but it's not too much. I have been sleeping on natural lashes this whole time. Why didn't you tell me? I thought we were friends. Okay, and last but not least is lips. So let me take off this lip balm. I got this Kylie Cosmetics Espresso lip pencil recently. It's like the newest lip liner in my collection. So let's go in with that. I do like how it glides on so easy, but it is an actual pencil. It's not one of those cream twist up things. And there was a lip gloss to match. It came in like a set. Hold on. Yeah, it's like a glossy lip kit. So it came with the lip liner and a lip gloss. I would use the lip gloss, but I want to show you these new NYX Smushy lip balms. So they're matte lip balms, which is crazy, but also very unique. They have a clear one that I wasn't a fan of because it feels like a lip balm, but your lips still look dry. But the colored ones I really, really like, especially this shade. This is Soft Smile. It's the perfect nudie brown, but the texture of these are kind of like a whipped moussey texture. I don't know if you can see that there, but that is beautiful, a beautiful color. But the formula is also really nice. So if you like the feel of a lip balm on your lips, but you want color, these are perfect. Also, if you like a matte lip, these are perfect because they're very comfortable. So yeah, I'm just gonna go in with this shade. So it's like a matte finish, but it's hydrating and it feels comfortable on your lips, like a pillow. It's just so like a cloud. It's very soft. Not sure if the shade goes with the eyes. I might need something pinky. I might switch it out for this shade, which is Swipe Sesh, but that is my favorite shade. Does that go? Yeah, I think that looks cute. So that is the finished look. Let's run through everything that I tried and my thoughts on them. Love the Maybelline Grippy Primer. I've been using this for a few months now and it's my go-to. I love how hydrating it feels, but then how sticky it gets. It really does make your makeup last longer. The Benefit Professional is my new favorite foundation. Like, I feel like this was much needed in my collection. It's smoothing, it's full coverage, it wears beautifully. I have worn this out and I didn't notice any problems. There was no patchiness, there was no craziness going on. My skin just looked the same the whole day. The contour stick, I'm not a fan, but then again, I don't ever contour, so this is just not a product for me. But if you are after a cool toned, if you have deeper skin, because there are darker shades than this, if you have deeper skin and you do want, you know, a snatched chiseled look, this might work for you. The Beauty Bay Desert Haze palette. Beauty Bay just always kill it with their eyeshadow palettes. Not only quality, but also shade selection. They just come out with the most unique palettes in my opinion, and they're still one of the only brands that are still releasing eyeshadows. So I really thank them for that, because otherwise the industry would be boring without them. The She Glam concealer, I like it. I like it more that I have the right shade this time, but it's still not my favorite concealer ever. But for £2, £3, like I said, it definitely does the job, and I think it looks beautiful on my skin, so why not? The Revolution Bouncy Blush, this is actually really nice. I like how matte it was and blurry. I think that's what it is. Yeah, bouncy blur blush. So it does do what it says on the tin. It does blur the skin. It was matte, so it wasn't like highlighting any texture. I like the formula. It's that cream to powder finish, so you can use it before powder, after powder, and it won't mess up your makeup. So really like this formula, and the shades are decent. Like I said, they have shades for me, which is fabulous. And then last but not least is the NYX Smushy Matte Lip Balms. I think these are so unique. They're so fun. They're perfect if you love a matte lip, but you want hydration. You don't want something that's just going to dry down and, you know, make your lips tight like a liquid lipstick. But if you like the matte lip look, you don't like glossy lips, this is perfect because it feels like a lip balm on your lips, but it looks matte. Overall, I feel like it's been a very successful testing video. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Like I said, I'm going to try not overthink posting on YouTube and just film the video and put it out. Whatever happens from there happens. It's out of my hands, out of my control. You either watch it or you don't. But go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Make sure you are subscribed because there will be more videos coming, and I'll see you in my next one. Take care. Bye.